Welcome back to Seen It Before. We're probably going to say something stupid about your favorite movie because we've seen it all before. Danny.
I'm Dan. And
now we finally have audio hooked up to the computer because we did this once before. Well, not this episode, but we had the good mix. We could hear everything.
We did a special episode that will be coming out soon.
And no audio on the recording, so
this week, Oscar nominations. They were announced January 23rd?
Yes.
Roughly? All right.
Oh, yeah, we have a guest, by the way. It's Cameron.
Hi.
Cameron's here. Cameron's back.
Hello, everyone.
And
He's our Oscars guy.
We will be doing an
do.
Oscars live stream yet again. When the Oscars happen on March 10th, we'll have James with us again as well, and Cameron. Yeah. James cannot be with us because we're recording very early in the morning because it's the only time we can record these things.
Friggin' James.
Oh, yeah.
It's his fault, not my manager's
I don't think I even
fault
asked him, actually. But, you know.
Well, yeah, he's not going to be up.
All right. All right. Well, we're going to go through all the categories here. I don't think Danny and I have seen really any of the documentaries, so we're not going to talk about those, but that'll be Cameron's specialty this time.
I picked, well...
You just picked a random one.
Yeah. Well, because you said something about, I don't even know how to... Mariupol? Mariupol. I picked that one.
Of course. Of course.
I think it's a safe bet.
All right.
Anyway, so we got the nominations, though.
Yep.
So starting... What?
No, we gotta get to it.
All right. So our first category is animated feature, best animated feature, and the nominees are, let's see, I gotta zoom in because holy crap, my eyes suck. Okay. The Boy and the Heron by Hayao Miyazaki, Elemental by Peter Sohn, and Denise Ream. I'm not gonna read all the names.
Yeah,
sorry, guys.
just read the movies. Yeah.
Nimona.
Nimona, yes.
We got I almost said Robert Dreams. Robot Dreams. And Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
All right, let's get into it.
So out of all the nominees, I have seen one. It's the one I picked.
I have seen one as well.
And if anybody watched the Roundup episode part 2 for 2023, it was my favorite movie of the year, or my number one. So Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is my pick.
Yes, it's also my pick. I do want to see Boy and the Heron and Elemental before the Oscars come out and make a fair judgment. I don't think I'm going to see Nimona or Robot Dreams. I have no idea what Robot Dreams is, first of all. But
I kind of want it to be Robert Dreams, just to like...
That's weird.
Just a guy named Robert. Just
Robert Oppenheimer's dreams.
Yeah. Oh my God, not him. Oh my God.
Those dreams.
I've seen those dreams. I'm good.
So I've seen 4 of these. My personal pick is The Boy and the Heron. I loved it. I saw it in October, so it's been a while. But it's just such a beautiful movie. I love Miyazaki stuff. Are we familiar with Miyazaki? Do we like his stuff?
I've seen a few things,
Yeah. I mean, this is just like, he just keeps pushing it. We've got giant parakeet men, soldiers. We've got these little tiny white bubbles named Warawaras that just float around. It's gorgeous, and I was really moved by it. Elemental's cute. Nimona's fun. It's like a Netflix action animated movie. It's kind of steampunky.
Okay.
Kind of fun.
That sounds like Joe Garcia idea.
It's Joe Garcia, the movie, which is great. Spider-Man's awesome. I loved Across the Spider-Verse when I first saw it. I haven't seen it again. I want to rewatch it, but
I mean,
damn good.
I love it just because it's so creative with it's like all the universes have their own style.
It pushes everything, and especially the watercolor.
That's the best one.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Starting off with that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, 20 minutes of just dealing with Gwen. And like, sure, it might not be like perfect on a structure standpoint, but like it's like a mini short, like a 20-minute short film right in the beginning about Gwen. It could have been like you know how, it's going to sound stupid. There's a prelude to Fast Five. Or no, it's one of the and it was like a 10-minute short film just kind of establishing everything, prologue. It's kind of like that. It's like if they just added that to the movie, and I liked it.
All right, moving on to Best Supporting Actor, we've got Sterling K. Brown for American Fiction. We've got Robert De Niro for Killers of the Flower Moon. We have Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer. We have Ryan Gosling for Barbie. And we got Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things. My personal pick. Oh my God, I didn't put a pick.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't.
Come on.
Oh man. This is so hard. This one was real hard for me.
Yeah.
Because I want to do it from the meme of Ryan Gosling, but I think I am going to go with Robert Downey Jr. because he deserves it after all the Marvel stuff. I mean, saying he's not a real actor and Marvel movies aren't real acting. He's a real goddamn actor.
True.
It's phenomenal.
He won for Chaplin, didn't he?
Yeah.
Deserved for that one.
I still haven't seen
Who else was in that year?
I don't know.
Probably some stupid guy.
Cam?
Yeah, I mean, I'm also going RDJ. I think he's got the narrative, which is important when you're talking about Oscars. But I think it's a really good performance. Of course, I would love to give an Oscar to Robert De Niro. I think him in Killers of the Flower Moon is just absurd. He's great. Just an overwhelming performance. And also, I think Ryan Gosling in there is kind of funny because he really is so, as Sarah Myers puts it, loud but wrong.
He's fun.
And that's what I love.
Yeah.
I love a loud but wrong guy, like Brick Tamlin in Anchorman.
Brick killed a guy.
Brick killed a guy. I wish Ken killed a guy.
I mean, we'll get to it later, but there are some things about Poor Things where I'm just, why is this a movie?
Yeah, I also not seen American Fiction. That's the only one I haven't seen in that category either.
I picked Ryan Gosling for Barbie.
Yeah, you did.
He stole the movie. Yeah. I mean, who can say it? Like,
nothing against Margot.
I watched like there's a little bit backing it up because I watched like a video essay and there's like watch all his little hand movements and all his eye movements and you can see he's playing it like a entitled kid and a teenager, but he's a grown, so it's just ridiculous. But who can say that like a movie that was made for women, the man stole the movie? Who can say it?
Crazy.
And it's not like it's not like it's like in detriment to them. I mean, the Oscars are picking him over. That's a different story, but everyone kind of agrees he stole the movie, but it didn't really affect any of the other performances like in a negative way. Supporting actress, we have I was like, that's a lot of names for one actress.
Oh my God.
We have Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer, Danielle Brooks for The Color Purple, America Ferrera for Barbie, Jodie Foster for Nyad, Davine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers.
Right. Have you seen all those?
No.
Which ones haven't you seen?
The Color Purple, Nyad, and Holdovers.
Okay.
You still haven't seen The Holdovers?
No, it's
real good. Real good.
It's nothing against you guys. It's just my only experience with Alexander Payne is Downsizing.
Yeah.
And it was just so bad.
I've never seen Downsizing.
It was one of the only movies I've walked out of a theater. It's so bad, dude. No. And Hong Chow is in it too.
She's horrible.
She's awful. I'm like, this is not cook poo.
I really feel bad.
She'll always be known to.
Yeah. I think that's a movie where the direction is very much at fault there. And the screenplay is all over the place.
I just felt lied to. The trailer sold me on a story about a down on his luck guy who just got shrunk and
so best like trailer is what you're saying.
Probably
great. It's set to Once in a Lifetime by the Talking Heads.
Yeah, I just wanted him. I wanted Matt Damon to like find purpose through not helping this random person out. I picked Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer because I've said it once. I'll say it again. She has the best scene in the whole movie for me. I don't like your phrase. That's fucking like.
Oh yeah.
Going toe to toe with that, and like she outshone Robert Downey Jr. and Cillian Murphy in that scene. She's great in it, and like. It's not often that you see, like sure, her role is relegated to just the wife at home dealing with the kids. But she makes it memorable by having those flaws and like genuinely feeling like, like she's an alcoholic and, she's like conflicted and she's
broken.
Yes, exactly. It's perfect for Oppenheimer. So great performance. That's all I can say.
Mm-hmm. All right. I have not seen The Color Purple and Nyad in this category. I like what you said about Emily Blunt, and she probably is the runner-up. Mm-hmm. But I want to say Davine Joy Randolph in The Holdovers because she's just solid in this movie. Great support for Paul Giamatti.
Yes,
she's kind of like the comedic relief, and she has fun. It's great.
Yeah. So I've seen all of these. I think it's a very good category. I thought America Ferrera was kind of fine in Barbie. I really don't have anything positive or negative to say. I totally agree with Emily Blunt. It's a very thankless role where it's like, because she's almost kind of like the Mrs. White in Breaking Bad, where it's like everyone is kind of like built to hate around her. Danielle Brooks is really good in The Color Purple. That's definitely a star-making performance. Jodie Foster is, just another home run from her, but it is divine Joy Randolph. The way she portrays grief is overwhelming.
We're going to go to makeup and hairstyling, and the nominees are Golda, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and Society of the Snow. I have seen 2 of these. I haven't seen Golda. I haven't heard of Golda, honestly. Maestro, I'm not going to see. Oppenheimer, Poor Things, they're great, and in their own ways. And Society of the Snow, I have not seen either. I know nothing about that movie. But makeup and hairstyling and Poor Things was real well done.
Yeah. Agreed.
So I think that it's 100% that. Kim?
I'm going with Maestro because he looks like the guy.
Yeah, it's just-
and Oscars love that.
That's the guy.
That dude, he looks like the maestro. He looks like the maestro. I haven't seen Golda. I don't think I will. From what I understand, Helen Mirren plays a person of the Jewish faith, and their makeup was give her a big nose, and that's embarrassing.
Oh, so it's Maestro.
It's Maestro to a worse degree. Because I got to say, so I have seen Maestro, and I think it is, you forget about the makeup after a while. I think the trailer picks some of the worst scenes to highlight. And I have not seen Society of the Snow. I don't know if I'll get to see it. Oppenheimer's aging makeup is really freaking good.
Really? I was actually gonna say it wasn't.
Oh, all right. Yeah. And then Poor Things. I agree with Dan. It's yeah. Danny, please, I'd love to hear your thoughts on Oppenheimer.
I mean, mine's Poor Things for what Dan said, but Oppenheimer. I don't know. Just Cillian Murphy. Maybe it's just because I'm so used to knowing what he looks like. I could really tell. It looked, at least just for him. Robert Downey Jr. looked okay, but he's older, so is there others?
There's not much makeup and hairstyling.
Ben Safdie looked awful.
Yeah.
And what's with him being like, dude's got some sort of like porcelain skin thing. I don't know what's going on. He always looks sweaty and like just uncomfortable. And he makes me uncomfortable watching him. It's like the same thing with Kylo Ren.
Leave my sweaty guy alone.
Adam Driver looks so sweaty in Last Jedi, and that's contributing to why I don't really like that. It's like I felt a little off, especially with they also had a weird green filter on it too.
The conversation.
Yeah. I won't say anything else. But yeah, poor Things, because like there was so much makeup that went into that. There's so much. Wait, this isn't costume design.
No, this is
hairstyle. Well, her hairstyle's changed a little bit.
That nice long,
long hair.
The makeup though too is really well done.
Especially when she gets to a
to the whorehouse.
I was gonna say I don't know, Workers of the Night 2 documentary feature.
Yes.
Bobby Wine, the People's President, The Eternal Memory, 4 Daughters, To Kill a Tiger, and 20 Days in Mariupol.
Mariupol. Yep.
What you said.
Hey.
That's what I picked.
Yeah, I also have not seen any of them.
Yeah.
So I would probably, I guess, I don't have a pick because I just haven't seen any.
We'll default.
So, yeah, I'll default.
So Bobby Wine's on Disney Plus. It's a National Geographic documentary about a guy who runs for president in Uganda. And basically, Uganda is almost essentially like a dictatorship.
Yes.
Right.
It's one guy who's just,
Okay, so that sounds super interesting.
It is, and it's really well done. And I very much liked it, but I'm going with 20 Days in Mariupol. It's taken from Associated Press footage on the ground in Mariupol during the first 20 days of the Russian invasion into Ukraine.
Oh,
and
that makes sense.
Like, oh my God, like just bone chilling stuff.
Is that also on Disney Plus?
It's on YouTube. Actually.
it's definitely not on Disney Plus.
No, I mean it's a real good mood killer. I think it's
great.
I think it's essential, and
You're not selling me on this at all.
You need to ruin your mood.
Yes,
watch this movie.
You gotta witness this stuff that's happening in the world.
Yes.
The other 3 I don't know how to find, so
Okay.
I hope to see them eventually. But if not, I'm fine with saying that 20 Days will be the winner.
All right, moving on to live action short. We got The After, Invincible, not the show, Knights of Fortune,
Freaking Wish though, that'd be so cool.
Red, White, and Blue, and The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar. Yeah, again, haven't seen it.
Haven't seen
but
it.
I will default again to
What
what
Cameron
everybody else
said.
is picking. So,
Yes, the wonderful story of Henry Sugar. Wes Anderson's finally going to get his Oscar. Which
Oh, right.
yeah, it's Wes
cannot.
Anderson.
I saw that. I was like, is this a different Wes Anderson? Is this W.S. Anderson?
Paul W.S. Anderson. It's on Netflix. I highly recommend it. The best 45 minutes you'll probably spend watching something this year. I haven't seen the middle three, Invincible, Night of Fortune, Red, White, and Blue. The After is also on Netflix, and it is shockingly poor. I was aghast watching it. It is cartoonish. It's almost Beau is Afraid, except with even more sentimentalism.
Interesting.
I'm kind of surprised that it's nominated. I was embarrassed to watch it.
Huh.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, you got to
were
push boundaries
embarrassed.
somehow, right?
Yeah.
You were embarrassed to watch it.
Yes.
Like it wasn't embarrassed to exist.
I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
like nobody cares about this, but oh my god, I hate
Oh
myself.
my God. What?
But a wonderful story of Henry Sugar is gorgeously designed. It is perfectly acted, and it's awesome. And I cannot wait.
Cool. We're rooting for you, Wes.
Danny's probably in my boat on that.
Yep.
Yep. All right. So, Danny.
Cinematography is the next category, and the nominees are El Conde, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. So, when I was coming down to this, I was thinking, like, what in, like, okay, so like cinematography, I understand it's like where the best comes in. We're supposed to judge quality, but I also think there should be more creativity taken into account. So that's why I picked Poor Things, because that they're just like, let's just do whatever, you know, and it works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that freaking wide angle lens.
Yeah.
The doorbell lens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fun.
So good.
I don't know if it's more production design or cinematography though in this case, because like yeah, sure, there's the camera and everything that they got that pinhole camera they got going on, but like I don't know, man. I feel like the production design is like higher on my list than the cinematography in this movie.
Yeah, I picked that one too, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is a category of people who have really been around the block. El Conde, Ed Lockman, 3 nominees, no wins. Killers of the Flower Moon,
Rodrigo Prieto.
Thank you. 4 nominees, 0 wins. Maestro, Matt Labatique, 3 nominations, no wins. Oppenheimer, Hoyt van Hoytema, 2 noms, no wins. Poor Things,
Robbie Ryan.
Robbie Ryan, 2 noms, 0 wins. So this will be a first-time Oscar winner, no matter what.
I think it's honestly going to come between Killers and Oppenheimer, I think.
Yeah.
And I picked Killers personally.
Yeah.
Just because of that oil scene in the very beginning is just so well done.
It's absurd.
And just all, oh my God, I don't know. This movie is basically cinematography and editing, I would say, for the most part. And yeah, sure, there's Leo's performance, but
Lily's performance.
Yeah, I was gonna
and
say
Lily's
We're going to get to that.
we're gonna get to that. That's why I was saving that.
Yeah.
But and Scorsese's directing. Oh my God.
Yes.
So I think this has to go to Killers. Personally.
It's funny because I feel like Poor Things, black and white cinematography in like the first, what is it, half hour maybe, 20 minutes? That's like better black and white than all of El Conde. I found El Conde to be really generic. I didn't find it to be all that interesting. And Maestro was black and white just because. And then
At least
changed
Oppenheimer
color.
had a purpose.
Yes.
I didn't. Well, actually, now that you say that, I didn't find a reason why Poor Things was black and white for that one portion, and then I couldn't think of it.
Yeah, it's
Is it
good.
just like she's less of a baby?
Yeah. She
She's seeing more black and white maybe, and then she develops and it becomes more
Yeah.
See, like
big. I don't know.
if I were directing the film,
All right, take it easy.
maybe you know, he's already weird enough. I would say the first time she like discovers that about herself, that's when it turns to color.
Yeah.
Like Mark Ruffalo's like, hey, you know, like what color?
Okay.
But no, I'm saying Oppenheimer. I think it's time that Hoyt gets a
I mean, Hoyt's
win.
great.
Hoyt the GOAT.
Yeah, they invented a black and white film. Like, that's pretty cool.
yeah. That is very cool, and that is definitely something it has going for it, and that's why it's going to be between Killers and Oppenheimer, I think.
See, the thing about Killers though is there's just that one awful scene.
night.
It looked so bad.
Yeah, but like, it's so quick. It's barely even part of the movie, and I get it. I know.
I will. When we get to the editing, is it next?
No, we got costumes.
When we get to, I will try to consider, because there is that one cut where like there's the one cut where like the guy dying. That's when you figure out that's what this movie is about.
Yep.
And like that was really cool. But
All right. Moving on to costume design.
Yeah.
All right. We got
It's my turn.
Bobby. No, it's not.
Oh.
You said El Conde. And
Oh yeah, El Conde.
Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. I have not seen Napoleon. I will not be seeing Napoleon. So this is. I could see Poor Things getting this, but it has to go to Barbie. Barbie's got to win something, and I think Barbie's going to win this.
I mean,
Costumes are great.
not only did they have like the actual like design of the costume, they had to do a shit ton of research to go back to get it accurate.
Same thing with production design.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah. So, I mean, if nothing, I think that's like one of the only things is that like Barbie really has going for it. It nailed that Barbie aesthetic. And like I can think of a lot of the costumes right now, and I don't even have like a reference.
Yeah.
With like Poor Things, I'm just thinking just kind of like frilly dresses.
Yeah.
But like kind of like baggy, like old English. Which is fine. It's great.
It's got that dystopian taste to it. It doesn't belong,
yeah.
but yeah.
But yeah, that's why I picked Barbie. We all picked Barbie.
Yeah.
It looks like okay, cool. James picked Barbie too.
Thank you, James.
I don't know if he did.
Oh.
Didn't see that. I don't see that.
Yeah, we're saying he did.
I was going to say, like, I don't think so. All right. Anything you want to say on that? No. All right. Danny, move on to international.
I gotta find it. Out of Italy, we have Io Capitano. Japan, we have Perfect Days. Spain, we have Society of the Snow. Germany, we have The Teacher's Lounge. And United Kingdom, we have The Zone of Interest.
So I have one question in this category. Why was Anatomy of a Fall not nominated in this category?
It's English, I thought.
So, Anatomy of a Fall is a French production. It was not submitted by France for the international feature film category.
Interesting.
The Taste of Things was nominated, which is a French film, of course.
Yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't even the nominee for
France.
that country's category.
That is unfortunate.
It is.
Because
That's the only French film I heard about
hands
today.
down, I think, out of all of these. So,
Well, I don't know.
Maybe not hands down because Zone of Interest, I haven't seen it yet, and I want to see it. So
I've heard amazing things.
So have
Going
I.
through creating this list, it came up like 6 times.
Yeah.
It sounds like a harrowing story, and like I don't want to watch it because I haven't seen it. I couldn't find it either.
No.
I tried.
A24 is trickling it out. I think
Yeah.
it's playing in Regals around here.
it will be playing in March.
Yeah, well, we're gonna do the Best Picture roundup because it's nominated for Best Picture.
Yes.
So
So I have seen Perfect Days. I saw that in October, and it's a beautiful movie. I loved it. It's directed by Wim Wenders, who's a German filmmaker. It's a very simple story about this Japanese man who cleans toilets for a living, and he is a recovering addict, and he reconnects with his estranged daughter, and it's just a beautiful story about life. I love that movie. But I'm saying Zone of Interest. It's an incredible achievement. It's funny how Harmony Korine has recently been talking about post-film, where he shoots a movie with an infrared camera, and he calls that post-film. This is post-film. This is a movie that is made to alienate and to make you uncomfortable and to make you think about being on the offsides of genocide, and it's really uncomfortable, and it's important to watch, and I think it's
Okay.
a shoo-in.
well,
for
it's because it's kind of like a meta
Yes.
thing where it's like it's a normal story,
Yes.
but given the sound design that in like the location,
And we'll get to that, yeah.
yeah.
No, it's overwhelming. I think Zone of Interest should win.
Yeah, no, I'm in agreement. Zone of Interest, even though I hadn't seen it, I think it's gonna win.
Yeah, totally.
Moving on to documentary short film, we got the ABCs of Book Banning. We got The Barber of Little Rock. We got Island in Between. We got The Last Repair Shop, and we got Nine Eye and Wipo. So I haven't seen any, obviously. And it looks like we're all in agreement so far on one of them. And it looks like it's the ABCs of Book Banning. So Cameron, explain why.
Yes, there's a lovely site called Gold Derby. Gold Derby is a aggregator for people to bet on entertainment awards. And right now, ABC's Book Banning is leading that, so that's why I selected that.
Okay.
Good. I'm sorry, I hadn't seen it.
There's only
I had seen 3 of them. Barber of Little Rock is a really fascinating documentary about a black man in a city who makes a barbershop school to train people, and they talk about why barbershops are so important in communities because people always go there. It's a community builder as well as a financial builder. They talk about economic gap.
Didn't think about that.
Yeah, so it's really fascinating. It's like a half-hour watch on YouTube. Island in Between is about an island that's in between Taiwan and China.
Oh, okay.
And it's
You're telling me about that.
Yeah. It's a weird like tourist thing almost with a lot of history in it. It was interesting. The Last Repair Shop is very, very beautiful. It's on Disney Plus.
About bikes.
No, it's about musical instruments for little kids who are underprivileged, and it was very nice. And it climaxes, spoilers for this short documentary. It climaxes with all these people who went to school and they graduated in the 70s or they're about to graduate, and they're all playing in an orchestra with the instruments that were
That's
restored.
cool.
It's really sweet.
That.
But Gold Derby says ABC's a book banning. I don't know where it is, but
What's 99 and Wipo?
that's going to be on Disney Plus next week. I'm not sure. I haven't seen it.
Okay. I went with ABC's of book banning because it sounds like a really good one.
They're going to get up there and they're going to say their speech, and they're going to be like, why books shouldn't be banned, and everyone's going to applaud.
Well, I think when it comes to when a documentary short film, I think it needs to be super educational at the same time while telling a good story. Yes. Not that the other ones...
PBS documentary type deal?
Yeah. And honestly, the title is honestly what was just pulling it for me, because the ABC's of book banning, because it's going to teach me how to do the book banning. Gotcha. This is how dictators do that. So I have no idea what it's about.
Moving on, Danny. An animated short.
We have animated short film. We have Letter to a Pig. We have 95 Senses. Our Uniform. Pachyderm. War is Over, inspired by the music of John and Yoko. I stayed far away from the John and Yoko one because I hate Yoko Ono. I think she's an obnoxious person. So I'm going to pick Letter to a Pig.
Once again, I defaulted to Gold Derby's selection. They say Letter of a Pig. These are not widely available, so I wasn't able to watch any of them.
Yeah, me neither.
Maybe I want to go against the grain here. I haven't seen any of them either, but maybe I want to go against the grain sometime.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare pick War is Over. Oh my God. I'm sure it's a good movie. I'm sorry. Personal bias.
I'm going to go with Pachyderm.
All right.
I don't know anything about it, but I'm going to go with it. All right.
Yay, I'm sure they're great.
Moving on to production design.
Yeah, something I actually know about.
I'm glad I get this category. So we got Barbie, we got Killers of the Flower Moon, we got Napoleon, we got Oppenheimer, and we got Poor Things. So it looks like we are all in agreement on this, but Poor Things is going to be a close second, I think, in this category. Because Barbie's going to fucking sweep the floor with this.
They're neck and neck, honestly.
But I think Barbie's going to
Yeah, because I think there's going to be some guilt, because obviously they weren't nominated in the categories that they wanted to be. So I think they're going to be some sort of well, we should give them something. We know.
I gotta say, Oppenheimer shouldn't be forgotten here, because the fact that they built that entire town in the middle of
they recreated
nowhere,
it,
and they built the entire bomb tower and everything. That's some impressive production design. But I mean, Barbie, I think, is a better synthesis of tone and whatnot.
And it's easy.
Yeah.
Well,
it's just also because Seth brought up this good point where they made the houses see-through, and they had her fly down, because that's what you do with a Barbie.
Yes.
I think if any other lesser production designer would just be just build a house.
No, it's straight up, literally just like you're playing with a Barbie doll. Yeah. It's really well done in that aspect.
Or when Ken gets hurt on the beach and the van drives up.
Oh my
gosh.
Yeah.
And then it
hits
flips
the
over.
wave
And
goes,
yes. Come on. That's really cool.
Yeah.
His job is beach.
His job is.
Don't tell him any different.
Yeah, so we all in agreement on this one? Barbie. All right.
Yeah, we have Best Score. We have American Fiction, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny,
It's the John Williams,
Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. Honestly, I think you're crazy if you don't pick Oppenheimer. I get it.
Don't look at me.
I get why you picked it. I get why you picked Indiana Jones. He picked Indiana Jones, by the way.
Dan, what did you pick?
I picked Indiana Jones.
Oh, really?
The reason I picked it is because John Williams retired. So I might, but now that he's not retired, I don't know.
Yeah, he's like, I can't go out on that note.
It's like I don't
This is a
know
shit
if I
movie.
can pick this like in good faith anymore. But I really like Robbie Robertson's score in Killers of the Flower Moon. So I think I'm going to still go with Killers of the Flower Moon now over Indiana Jones.
See, I can't not think of the Spider-Man character when I think Robbie Robertson.
Yeah, all right. But like Cam's playing it at work a lot, and it is a vibe, and I am here for it
my God.
because it's so well done.
But like, come on, it's Ludwig. It's Ludwig.
Ludwig's great.
It was the soundtrack of the summer.
It was.
It was a 3-hour black and white, basically a documentary.
I understand.
Yeah.
I think Poor Things has kind of got to get some credit too for its score because it had some weird stuff in there. It was a weird score for a weird movie, and it was really well done in certain aspects.
Here's the thing, though. The classic scores, the scores that we all remember, are memorable. I don't remember shit about Poor Things.
I remember Blowing.
Oh, agreed. That's all I remember too. But it sticks with you, right?
It does. I think Poor Things is a fun score. I haven't seen American Fiction, haven't seen Indiana Jones.
You know what to get from Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I'm deeply moved by Killers of the Flower Moon score. I mean, not only are those Osage Oil Boom, Insulin Train, those ones are bops, but then the more like when people start dying, that music really delivers very well.
It's more like single string plucks.
Yes, but I mean, Oppenheimer is just an achievement that's overwhelming.
Yeah.
I think solely off the basis of can you hear the music? Like,
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm not saying Oppenheimer's a bad score at all because Ludwig's fucking great. It's just
Has he won before?
no. Has Robbie won?
no, because
Shit.
because
John Williams has definitely won.
No,
I'll tell you that
No,
much.
not John Williams.
But yeah, rest in peace to Robbie Robertson. He didn't really do a lot of film score. He did the theme to The Irishman. I know he did the score for King of Comedy, which was back in the
Interesting.
80s.
He has like
80s.
80.
It's not really a big score in the 80s. I mean, he was mostly a rock and roll man for the band. But.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, that's the one we talked the longest about, I think. Damn. All
Yeah.
right. Good stuff, guys. All right. Moving on to visual effects. We've got The Creator. We've got Godzilla -1. We've got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. We've got Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. And we have Napoleon. Everybody knows what I'm picking. It's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yep.
So,
Understandable pick.
Yeah.
dude, like all the stuff, they had the most, like, what was it?
Those anthropomorphic animals.
Yes, all that stuff. It's no, there's a specific word I'm looking for.
Puppets.
Oh fuck!
I mean, they had the record for costume design, or practical effects.
It's practical.
Oh.
That's it. They had the most
really?
practical effect things in a movie ever.
See,
and you could.
I always thought there was a difference between visual and practical.
I think they are all combined into one with this category. No, that at this point though. So like you gotta take that into account.
Okay. Well, in that case, maybe not what I picked.
But yeah, no, I understand why you picked that one because it's real good too. Like it's for the budget too, especially, and yours
Dan,
as well for the budget.
What is
But-
Danny? What are you talking about? What is Danny?
I picked The Creator because there's like how many characters are androids that have like the backs of their heads just completely CGI'd out.
Yeah.
It looks seamless to me.
Yeah, it
you
does.
have the big ship in the sky with it shooting down. I can't imagine that was practical.
Unless
Yeah, maybe. I mean, they saved a shit ton on the budget because they used like a DSLR to shoot it.
the $4,000 DSLR
Yeah,
for
like,
the whole
what the fuck?
movie. It's crazy,
Like, I know YouTubers who have more expensive camera than that.
right?
That's crazy. I mean, but like, Steven Soderbergh, he directed Unsound for like
Unsane.
Unsane. What's Unsound?
I don't know.
Oh, that's D for Darius's his movie. He's a YouTuber I used to watch. And he did like this whole like production behind the scenes stuff of it.
Oh, fun.
And then he disappeared from YouTube. Now he's back. I don't know. I really miss him.
All right.
I'm going with Godzilla -1. I think the effects are really good. It's one of the better Godzilla movies that have effects, I think.
For the $15 million budget it had, too.
It's a $15 million
crazy.
budget. And I think it's a real achievement.
Oh, no, 100%.
I think here's what I think is an achievement for the Japanese film studios.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot. I mean, the American ones, I think, blow them out of the water when it comes to visual
But we know
effects.
how the Oscars go sometimes. Like, you never know, man. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
And all the money it's made, too. That's like in Barbie's camp, like it made a lot of money and it could win just because of all the money it's made. So I don't know. I gotta think about all the.
It'd be interesting just to see a Marvel movie not get it.
Yeah,
because they've gotten it a lot.
Not recently, obviously, but
well, yeah, obviously,
right.
Yeah.
The last one was
they won
Endgame.
for She-Hulk. That was great.
I think Endgame or Infinity War is the last one. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe
Deserved for Infinity War at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been a while for Marvel. So it'd be nice to see them get another one. All right, original screenplay.
What is
Danny.
next?
Oh, nice.
Original screenplay.
Original screenplay. We have Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Maestro, May December, and Past Lives.
I just watched Past Lives a few days ago.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I thought it was very good. It's a great debut for the director.
Celine Song.
Celine Song, yep. But you know, it's kind of just there. Like it's moving in certain ways. It's really good the way it's directed. I don't know about much else though. Like, sure, the main actress, I forgot her name, but she was really good as well.
Greta Lee.
Greta Lee, yeah. But it's just kind of there. I gave it like a 3.5, I think.
Okay. I mean, that was my pick. Past Lives was my pick.
Yeah.
But I totally understand that. I think my type of screenplay is good when you have really rich characters. Everybody has a motivation. There's dynamics that work together in every sense that you wouldn't see coming at first. And this is that kind of movie. You have this estranged fling couple crush thing from Korea. They separate because just circumstances with their parents, grow up, have separate lives. And then you have this third guy who's just there.
John Magaro.
And
I love him.
Poor guy.
This could have been a thankless role.
Yes.
It could have been just, I'm just the guy in the way. But I related to him so heavily in the movie.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he explained his whole motivation like halfway through the movie. He's like, listen, I know I'm the guy that's just here fucking this whole thing up. Yeah. But, you got to get some closure. He's got to do it too. Yeah. I got to go through this too. And like, he just, it's like he just stood out to me. Maybe it's because I'm white. I don't know. but also the writing between the two main characters, you could understand the guy's wants, and his life is kind of stagnated in Korea. And then you have this girl who's like, I'm trying to move on. I'm trying to have this career. She has this dynamic with her mom a little bit. Really good character reaction that like I just felt on just like a visceral level that I don't think it probably isn't universal, but I just felt it, Yeah,
no, if certain people feel different things, I get it, man.
Yeah, no. Past Lives deeply affected me. I think this is a really strong original screenplay category, save for Maestro. I'm picking Anatomy of a Fall because it's a really fun piece of genre filmmaking that I think elevates itself into something a little bit bigger. I love the Holdovers screenplay. I think that's one of actually. I
thought you said it was bad.
Actually, yeah. The Holdovers screenplay is fine. I do feel like it's overwritten at times. I did read it last week, and it's very much a lot of scenes of people being like, "Oh, Mr. Professor, you're such a mean guy to students. You should be nicer." And then he gets nicer at the end. But I think it succeeds in the acting. So
yeah.
But I got to say, some of the writing in the Holdovers is really good. I think like for every scene where you get something like that, you get a penis cancer. Like
Yeah.
it offsets.
Yeah.
I feel like I need a whole nother episode just to talk about my feelings on Maestro.
Yeah. Give us the highlights.
The highlights are essentially Bradley Cooper's a very passionate man. I don't know if he's passionate about winning an Oscar or passionate about Leonard Bernstein. It's starting to get a little confusing. I think he's
never won it before, has he?
No, he hasn't. I think May December is the best thing to come out of this award season.
Yeah.
If we do have time to talk about snubs, I could go on and on about snubs.
We will be talking about snubs, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. But Sammy Birch's screenplay is overwhelming, and I think it's the best screenplay this year.
I do need to see it.
But yeah.
Why didn't you pick it then?
Why didn't I pick it? Because I feel like
this is all personal opinion. This isn't necessarily what's going to win.
Right? I know. So I feel like May December is very much against Hollywood, and that's what the whole movie's about. And I think I think this vote was them trying to fill out their ballot and being like, I don't know, what are people
throw 'em
talking
a bone.
about? They Googled original screenplay 2023 and they're like, May, December? Yeah, sure, put that in. Also, side note, the screenwriter for May, December, Sammy Birch, she wrote that Coyote movie that HBO Max killed.
Coyote Ugly? Like,
No. They were making they made a movie about Wile E. Coyote suing the Acme Corporation with Will Forte.
I would pay good money to see that.
And it was like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit situation.
Will Forte was in it? Or
They
he was
shot
gonna
the
be in it?
movie. They edited the movie.
Oh, they did a Batgirl to it?
It's screen tested
They
positively.
they Batgirled it. Oh
And then
man.
they just kill. Oh, fuck.
They're trying to shop it around, so there's hope.
I hope it comes out. That sounds great.
A24. They'll buy it.
My God, I will.
They'll buy it.
That'll be
Well,
phenomenal.
they don't have. Well, see, I'm just confused. How's it going to work with rights? Because HBO owns Looney Tunes.
A24
Well, hey,
baby.
I don't know.
Anyway, mine was Anatomy of Fall, but we don't really have much more time to talk about it. So,
keep moving.
going to adapted screenplay.
Yeah.
We got American Fiction. We got Barbie. We got Oppenheimer. We got Poor Things and The Zone of Interest.
We're agreed on this
I want to see. I still have to see Zone of Interest and American Fiction, so I can't say anything on them. Barbie screenplay is fine. Poor Things. I don't even want to know what's in that screenplay, but
It's adapted. Who's the sicko who wrote that in the first place?
I don't know,
I
man.
can get into that.
We'll say that for you in a second. But my pick is Oppenheimer. That screenplay, I've heard it talked about since before the movie came out. That it is
Came from this big ass book.
from the big ass book, and I think Cillian Murphy or someone said it's probably the best screenplay he's ever written in his life.
Yeah.
So I believe it. It's Nolan.
Yeah.
For somebody who's known, like Christopher Nolan, who's known for not really connecting on emotional levels
Yeah.
with characters, he nailed it this time. And that's what a screenplay needs. I mean, a lot of it comes from the actor, don't get me wrong, and the directing. But to have that woven into the script and to take such a documented historical, like this is how it happened kind of thing, and to make it entertaining. And from what I heard, it didn't change too much. It was kind of like in the way, because editing made it.
Well, it was written in first person for the most part, though, too. So it was like,
He
wrote it in first person from.
He wrote it in J. Robert Oppenheimer's perspective.
When Nolan wrote the screenplay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
give him the Oscar now. I mean, that's just great. How do you know?
Yeah, actually, they published the Oppenheimer screenplay in a book as well as Barbie's screenplay, but I own the Oppenheimer book, and it's a really good read. I'll lend it to you guys if you want it. So American Fiction and Poor Things. Reverse Shot did a really nice column on why those do not work as adaptations. I haven't seen American Fiction, so I can't personally comment on it. So the interesting thing about Poor Things, it's adapted from a novel from the 90s by Alistair Gray. Apparently it was kind of popular. The interesting thing that I find about Poor Things is that 90% of the book of Poor Things is written from the perspective of the men. And in like the last 20 pages, it's Bella Baxter's perspective, and then it ends. So that's why I kind of appreciate Poor Things shifting the perspective, because it is her story and she is at the center of it. I think the Barbie screenplay is not exactly why it succeeds, in my opinion. I think it does a lot of things right, but does some things wrong.
Right.
Zone of Interest is a fascinating piece of adaptation, because the book that Martin Amis wrote in the early 2000s, it's about a German officer who falls in love with the wife of the commandant of Auschwitz, and it's a love triangle story. And that's completely removed because Jonathan Glazer didn't want a traditional plot. He was like, that's too Hollywood, you know?
Right.
And I think that's what a lot of like the criticism against Schindler's List was, is that like you're almost, I don't want to say romanticizing, but like,
Yeah.
no, there wasn't a third act structure to the Holocaust. It was pain and suffering for
The whole
however many
way.
years. Yes.
Everything.
And so that's why I think Zone of Interest really excels as an adaptation, and I can't wait to read the screenplay. But it's Oppenheimer.
Best sound, we have the creator, Maestro, Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning,
Didn't say the part one.
Oppenheimer, in the Zone of Interest.
Yeah.
All right, Danny.
Like we said before, Zone of Interest, the sound is what it's going. It's
nuts.
That's its thing. Because it's just everything's happening in the background, and you're just witness, or like you're party to it. You know, and it's just because you're almost trying to like, from what I understand, you're almost trying to compartmentalize it out.
Yeah.
So that's why,
It's a really strong point, and I get why a lot of people are going to pick Zone of Interest for this. But let's talk about the others. Creator, fantastic sound design.
Yeah.
But not going to win.
No.
Maestro, I don't want to talk about
That's
it.
fine.
Mission Impossible, nothing wrong with it at all.
No.
It had to get nominated for something, right?
I just don't know why the sound was the better one. I don't know. Is it just because like it goes kind of like no music when he jumps off the cliff? Is that it? Like,
I don't know.
because I know that's what
I don't know, man.
Like, that's what I got for Saving
like-
Private Ryan. Like, there's no noise for a second.
Yeah, I don't know. Oppenheimer, which is my pick.
Yes.
Many reasons why Oppenheimer can win
That minute
best
and a
sound
half,
in this
just
movie. Minute and a half, yeah, straight up that, and then that auditorium scene too. Oh my god! And then
I didn't think about that.
And then all the times that it goes to his thoughts and all that stuff. It's
True.
really well done. Usually, no one boosts the bass out of all the sound, and it's really annoying. Like Tenet,
You're not
And I could
supposed to
sleep-
understand what they're saying.
And I could
You
sleep
just got a
through
shitty
it.
sound mixer, dude.
Dude, and then I could sleep through it somehow. So
I don't understand that.
I
Dude.
don't either. In the theater,
Dude's passed out. They're blowing shit up. Dude's passed out next to me.
But I think Oppenheimer has the best chance to win for me. I haven't seen Zone of Interest yet, so I can't definitively say I know it's got sound design going for it, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm totally with both of you on this because I think Oppenheimer, if it wins, I'm totally fine with that. But I think Zone of Interest has more storytelling mixed into its sound. And also, somebody pointed out, and that was something I couldn't really pick up on, but apparently the whole film is in mono. It's only mono audio. There's no stereo or anything except for the insane intro and outro score provided by Mika Levy, which is like these. It's tough to put into words, but the score is nuts. But
horrific.
Yeah, it's like this weird, like vibrating, like it's like it's otherworldly. But yes,
All right. We're going on to Best Original Song. We got The Fire Inside from Flamin' Hot. We've got I'm Just Ken from Barbie. We've got It Never Went Away from American Symphony. We got Wajahaji. Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah. Killers of the Flower Moon and What Was I Made For from Barbie. So we got two Barbies in here. I haven't seen Flamin' Hot or American Symphony.
We are split.
I just think just all the buzz I'm Just Ken got, and it got a re-release with a Christmas version. I think I'm Just Ken is what they are really pushing for to win for original song for Barbie.
The thing is,
Yeah,
I mean, me and the camera both picked.
I know you guys. Both
I'm
picked
Just
the
Ken.
other
It's a very good song. Don't get me wrong. It's very catchy. But the movie is about what was I made for?
Yes.
That is the soundtrack of the movie or the song. It blew up all over TikTok. The majority of people,
Both of them did.
Even Ryan Gosling was surprised when he won in the Critics Award. She's like, "What the fuck? I won!" Billie Eilish. Her and Phineas are known for like mixing in a very creative way.
Yes.
And I watched her an interview with her breaking down why she made certain decisions in a song, and I don't think a lot of especially pop songs like I'm Just Ken, they don't think about that. They just sing it. But she's thinking I chose to sing it in this voice because it would add more emotion in this part, this particular inflection of the song. She went technical with it, and I just think it's a better song than I'm Just Ken.
Yeah.
Fair point.
I mean, I would like a song for my people from Killers of the Flower Moon to win because it's important.
Yes.
I think that's the final song that plays.
Yes, it is.
With the drum circle, which is really powerful. I think people like Billie Eilish, so I think they're going to go with What Was I Made For.
Fair point. All right, Danny, you get editing. You get editing. This is going to be, I think, the hardest category.
Yep. Because then I'm gonna change. Wait, what did I say? No, yeah, I'm gonna keep my answer.
Okay, keep going.
Film editing, Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. We're all across the board. We all picked Oppenheimer.
But I don't know, man.
Oh wait, no, I am gonna change. I'm gonna go to the Killers.
All right.
Very
exciting.
Yeah,
Right?
just because you made me think about the scene. Like it's just such a stark wake up call. Like this is what this is about. Like I love the Osage. Death.
Boom. Or there's that nuts thing when the FBI has descended on the town and the guy's sitting on the porch and he's like, yeah, it happened over there, and the camera swings around and in the swing it transitions to night.
Yep.
Like it's
I remember
nuts.
that.
But they also let the movie breathe where it needs to breathe as well, really well.
Because it is a marathon.
But same thing with Anatomy of a Fall, I will say as well. It lets it breathe for most of the time. And then there's that one thing in the courthouse that you talked about. Oh man,
it's the good shit.
It's the good shit, but I don't think it's good enough.
Yeah.
I forget, is it on the Plex or no?
Yes, you put it on there.
Okay, cool.
I think The Holdovers is a really nice example of slow-paced editing. I think all the dissolves are gorgeous. I really, I think this is a really strong category, quite honestly. I mean, Killers is just like awesome, but Oppenheimer is such a feat of weaving. So when I first saw it, I wasn't a huge fan, but when I saw it the second time, I was like, these interweaving of the timelines is actually quite seamless.
Fuck, you're right.
I was
so
really
split.
It's so hard, right?
I was really overwhelmed by it. And also, if you guys could just like Google quickly like all of the things Jennifer Lame has edited, because I think she also did Hereditary. And
Great editing there.
yeah,
Hold on.
Oh my God.
she's a really damn good editor, and I think Poor Things is edited quite well. Even if the story didn't really work for me, so I'm going Oppenheimer.
You know, I feel so bad because like I could think Oppenheimer.
So she is edited.
Jennifer Lame has edited.
She is edited Oppenheimer, Wakanda Forever, Tenet, Marriage Story, Hereditary, Manchester by the Sea.
She can do different styles too. That's a cool thing.
Yeah.
Thelma Schoonmaker. She's just with Scorsese, so it's mostly a single style.
And she also did The Snowman, if you remember The Snowman, which was that god awful Michael Fassbender movie where he
Wasn't it because of the editing was bad?
I don't know.
I remember something weird going on. Either they didn't shoot enough and it had to be saved in the editing.
Yeah, I just know that his character's name is Harry Hole, and it's like,
But yeah, Thelma has been with Scorsese for a long time.
yeah, it's 50-year collaboration.
But since,
You know,
I think Jennifer Lame is going to win.
This is her time.
I gotta go back. I think
No, well, you can. Yes, you
because,
can do that.
like you said, it's understanding the story between the two time. I forgot entirely about that because it's so seamless. Killers might have some really good edits that I can remember.
Yeah.
But it also has that one that I brought up where like we didn't need to see the sister's death.
Right.
We just didn't need to see that because it was. I think it's scarier and more stark enough if you're just getting the testimony from the guy, and then he just because there's nothing added to it. I think I'm gonna go back Oppenheimer.
All right.
Well, again,
Apologies,
it
Thelma.
might change it another few times before the Oscars, so you never know.
Exactly.
It's-
Yeah. We're talking today.
This is hard. All right, moving on to Best Director. We got Justine Triet for Anatomy of a Fall. We got Martin Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon. We got Nolan for Oppenheimer. We got Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things. And we got Jonathan Glazer for The Zone of Interest.
Damn.
Another real hard one because I just watched Anatomy of a Fall last night. So that is fresh in my mind. And the way that movie is directed is just... It's just beautiful. Like
It's 2.5 hours somehow. It doesn't feel that long.
It does not. It's paced very well. Yeah. And Killers, Scorsese is just fantastic.
It's Scorsese. What do you want?
You
know?
got and Poor Things. It's fine. The directing's fine.
Yeah.
Haven't seen Zone of Interest, but Nolan, Oppenheimer, man.
Yeah.
Like it's a feat. This might be his best overall movie, I would say.
Yeah.
Of his career, honestly.
It's-
And there is Dark Knight. That is my personal favorite from him. But
See, I've been kind of cooling down on Dark Knight in his last couple of years because it's like, do we like it before the movie or do we like it for Heath Ledger? And I'm thinking
I like it for the movie. Yeah, sure. It's tragic what happened to Heath, but it's just like you got to think about the movie too, just in and of itself. Like it's just so well done.
but it's Heath Ledger though.
All right. Well, it's Oppenheimer for me. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I think both Nolan and Scorsese, these are the crowning moments of their careers. I think it's what their entire body of work has been
it's a
leading
great
up to.
swan song for Scorsese if it is. So.
Yes, I mean, especially when you consider the ending. I would love Scorsese to win, but I think it's Nolan. I think he's got the support.
It's because it's so much more of his movie.
Yeah.
You know? But then there's also the chance because like, is it the movie's really good and could this have been switched out with a different director? And would it have maintained its integrity or whatever?
I feel like both of those movies couldn't have been made that well by anyone else. Because I think Scorsese, I think these are all themes that Scorsese's been dealing with. America is built on exploitation and greed and crime.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it's his movie, personally.
Yeah, I don't. It's a real tough one. I'm gonna go Oppenheimer just because I found it more entertaining.
Yeah.
And there also is the bit at the end of Killers where I'm just like, he didn't need to be there. I felt it really threw off the
liked
message
that,
for me.
though.
But I know you guys completely agree.
Yeah. No.
It just wasn't for me. You know.
For sure.
Well,
Yeah.
And I originally did have Killers of the Flower Moon for Best Director.
Yeah.
But the way we've been talking about Oppenheimer, I'm just like, man, I think it's Nolan's movie. It's got to be. So I changed my mind in the last second there.
That's fine.
Yeah. All right. Actor.
We have Best Actor: Bradley Cooper for Maestro, Coleman Domingo for Rustin, Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, and Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction.
Yeah, haven't seen American Fiction or Rustin, so
I wish I have seen
Maestro.
Holdovers because Paul Giamatti sounds amazing in it.
he's very good. He's very good.
I've seen the trailer for American Fiction. I really want to see it because I thought it was just going to be another it's just one of those like crappy, just kind of like message movies. But it's not. It's actually kind of like shitting on the establishment. I'm like,
It's a satire. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
But the existential dread that Cillian Murphy goes through in this movie, man.
Yeah, like
it's
his look of terror. There's like,
Yeah.
what am I gonna do? I killed so many people.
Right.
It's just
Also, that scene when he's talking to was it Truman?
Yes.
Or was it Truman or Wilson?
It was Truman.
it's
Okay.
true.
He's really good in that because he's just like, obviously Gary Oldman's amazing in it.
Yeah.
He only has like five minutes of screen time, but Cillian Murphy just being like, I feel like I have blood on my hands. What have I done? It's like, here you go. And it's
Get this wuss out of my office. Oh my God.
it was that and like his. I'm gonna compare him to like what's this? Jason Bateman. Have you guys ever seen Ozark?
I love Ozark.
So you know
So
how
much.
you know how Jason he's playing it like all this shit is happening. It's a super intense, highly stressful situation.
Crime drama thriller, yep.
But he's still able to be like, listen, we got this thing to do. Can you just listen to me? And he rarely blows up. And there's this one scene in season 4 where he like punches the shit out of this guy in a traffic stop. It's fucking
it was
awesome.
great. It was great.
But that's what I was getting those vibes off of Cillian Murphy because you can feel the intensity coming off of him.
Foil. I think Coleman Domingo's good. Rustin's a fine movie. I think it's nice that he's nominated. I'm glad that we can now say Academy Award nominee Coleman Domingo. I think he's
heard of
really good
him.
in Euphoria.
Yeah.
Who's that guy?
Euphoria.
He's
I know Jacob Elordi.
there's Jacob Elordi. He's the yeah, thank you.
No offense to him. I just
I don't remember the character
He played
name.
Abernathy in Selma. He was Private Harold in Lincoln. He
Just show him a picture. Do you need a picture of him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's looking for a
is
picture.
he the dad who has sex with? Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, he's great.
He's great.
Yeah.
I think Paul Giamatti's so good, and I would love to say Oscar winner Paul Giamatti, but it's Cillian.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, there's
No,
I'm just
no
gonna
offense
change,
to
I'm
Paul
gonna change your
Giamatti.
answer for you there.
It's no offense
What
to
did I
Paul
say?
Giamatti.
You
'cause
said Paul Giamatti.
oh well, yeah. Put down Cillian.
the thing is, though, it's like he has a lot of like stuff to reference.
Yeah.
With like it's just the Grinch. It's Scrooge. But it's interpreted a different way.
It's more than that.
All right,
Yeah,
we gotta keep it rolling. So best actress, we
Yeah.
got Annette Bening for Naiad. We got Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon. We got Sandra Hüller for Anatomy of a Fall. We got Carey Mulligan for Maestro and Emma Stone for Poor Things. So this is also going to be real hard, just
Yeah.
because of seeing Anatomy of a Fall last night.
Yes.
I'm just like, man.
Yeah.
Sandra Hüller is really good, but I really have always wanted Lily Gladstone.
It's Lily.
It's
It's
Lily.
gotta
be.
It's gotta be Lily, but it's gonna make it a really tough, close one with Sandra Hüller.
It's just because she did so much by being bedridden for most of the movie.
But she did it so well.
Yeah, no. She could still act her ass off while pretending to die.
The screenplay asks so much of her. She goes to
Yeah.
hell and back.
Yeah. but so does Sandra Hüller.
Yes.
And although maybe this is something with the writing, although I didn't really understand why she loved him, I definitely got those vibes off her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough to describe love. Annette Bening is really good as like a wacko sports person who's like, I gotta swim between Cuba and Florida. I got it. And everyone's like, what? No, don't do that. No, that's not worth it.
It's a thing I gotta do.
Yeah, Carey Mulligan does a very nice imitation of a 1940s actress.
Oh, she has practice from what's it called? Great Gatsby.
Great Gatsby.
Emma Stone's fine.
Emma Stone is really impressive on a technical aspect,
but
like the way that she progresses her speech and her movements. It's really impressive. But for me, Lily just
encapsulates
was
what you
more
want.
powerful for me. Yeah.
All right. Moving on to Best Picture, Danny.
Woo.
We're at the end.
10 whole movies to choose from.
Go for it.
Best Picture, we have American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest. And I had a pretty tough time
Too.
Yeah.
understanding this one.
Now.
I think I'm judging this one based on how people I think are going to vote.
Yeah.
Like for Past Lives is a really good movie. It's too low key though.
Yes.
Poor Things is too weird.
Yes.
Zone of Interest is too
Confrontational.
too weird and like you guys are awful. Like
Yeah.
The Holdovers again too low key and it's like only one guy.
Yep.
Barbie I think has the best chance of running up to my pick with Oppenheimer. Anatomy of a Fall I haven't seen. American Fiction I haven't seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about Killers?
Oh, and Maestro.
What about Killers? You didn't talk about Killers.
Killers. There's just more flaws that I can pick out of it than Oppenheimer. It's still a very good movie.
Yeah.
I can just think of instant ideas or like things that like just put it lower. Yeah.
I could say it's better than The Irishman.
Yeah. It's definitely better than The Irishman.
Do you want me to go or what do you want?
What? Oh, you like The Irishman? I didn't even know.
Yeah, he loves The Irishman.
Sally Bugs.
Sally Bugs.
All right, keep going. Your pick.
Oh, my pick.
Your pick, yeah.
So, I'm trying to remember the year. There was a year where Pulp Fiction, Shawshank Redemption came out, and a little movie called Forrest Gump wins Best Picture. In a year where Saving Private Ryan comes out, Shakespeare in Love wins Best Picture.
Yeah, they're not known for making.
The Oscars are an easy voting group. They like to be in the middle. It is a popular vote, and it's also a ranked vote. If there's a lot of number ones on people's list, if Oppenheimer, for example, gets a lot of number ones and a lot of number 10s, those could cancel each other out.
Yeah.
And the number 2 or the number 3 could rise to the top. My personal pick is Barbie. And it's crazy.
That'll end up coming on top probably.
I need to point out that Barbie's in my favorites of the year. I really like Barbie, and I'm not saying that it's a bad movie, but I'm saying that it's a crowd pleaser, and I think people shouldn't undervalue it as a Best Picture candidate. I think Oppenheimer is an achievement. Killers of the Flower Moon is an achievement, but Barbie, I think it's Greta Gerwig's time. Little Women, Lady Bird. I think it's Barbie. That's my personal pick.
My pick. I did say Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah.
This is so hard.
I know.
It's between
Ignore my cynicism.
It's between all the 3 movies that we've said, honestly.
Yeah.
Poor Maestro.
Listen, Maestro should be happy it's there, okay?
I'm going to stick with my gut. I'm going with Scorsese.
Good.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Love it.
But yeah.
It'll be interesting when it actually comes because we're all different.
Yeah.
James,
I
you
don't
gotta
know
be
what
different
James is
too.
going to have either, though. So I don't know. But yeah, that's all the categories we have. So now it's time for snubs.
Yes.
I forgot about
Danny!
this. I didn't do this.
All right, then I'll start.
I got
then
2.
We'll go to you.
I got 2. That's it.
Or do you want to start with yours?
I've got enough for the
Do you want to
3
start
of
with
us.
your 2?
My 2 are just Greta Gerwig for director.
Yeah.
And not. I don't. Okay, maybe not. Maybe it's not my snub, but it's a lot of other people's snubs. But Margot Robbie for Best Actress.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can get it because that's what the movie was made for. I get it.
100%.
But no, Gerwig, it's definitely her movie.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it wouldn't have been made without her.
Yep.
And Margot.
But
Yep, and that's the point of it. At least a
It's
nomination.
crazy that Ryan Gosling got out.
It is
It's
crazy.
so crazy.
yeah.
But like, it's still deserved. I think.
It
You know?
100% deserved, but it's just crazy.
But now I don't want him to feel guilty for having a good
know.
performance.
I know. All right, my snubs. Okay. I got best screenplay, I believe, adapted, and that is for Air. That movie got snubbed real hard.
Yeah.
Because that movie has been like on the block for so long, and it's like was ranked one of the best on the block for so long. And for great reason, because it's really well done, really well written.
Yeah, I gotta see it.
I have the creator for production design, because I think that's more of a production design movie than it is for cinematography and
Got a
everything.
lot of cities. Got a lot of
It's a lot of all that stuff. Yeah. Bo was afraid for production design. Because
Yeah, Bo was afraid for anything. Like,
honestly,
pretty much.
Well, maybe not anything. Maybe not.
I would say below the line work.
Yes.
I would say that the sound, costuming, makeup and hair, the way he's like all like patched up throughout the whole movie. I recently rewatched it, and I may have ruined my friendship with a friend, but you know, he's like, "Oh my god, you like these movies?" I'm like, "Yeah."
I agree with Greta Gerwig for director.
Yeah.
I did not say Margot Robbie, but I also agree with that. And Zac Efron, best actor for Iron Claw. My God.
Yeah.
It came out
Iron-
too late, and I'm so mad.
Yeah, I mean, Iron Claw, almost a screenplay, but because they got rid of
directing, too.
the one brother.
Yeah, directing
Sean Durkin. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's great too.
He made that family work.
Editing too. Yeah,
Editing.
cinematography.
The movie looks great.
Dude, it's just so
The one
much.
scene in when him going back and forth in the ropes. Oh, perfect.
I bet it was number 11 or 12 on the top, on
Probably.
all the best pictures. Which sucks.
If you look at those ballots. Yep.
Unfortunate.
And John Wick 4 for stunts. Stunts!
They need they need to get the stunts.
All right.
That needs to be a category soon, though.
It does.
Like,
Because Mission
honestly.
Impossible, too.
Yeah.
Like, all the stunts in Mission Impossible movies.
You keep picking his nose.
Pick my
Nope,
nose.
that wasn't me. So my snubs. Charles Mellon for supporting actor. It was probably the best performance I've seen last year.
Yeah.
He played the Arrested Development
Just
son.
that weed scene is great.
Yeah, the weed scene on the roof is overwhelming. Asteroid City, I just wrote everything. Because
Sounds right.
It's one of my favorite movies
Probably
of the
also
year.
11 or 12.
It's probably because it's a movie about why we tell stories, and
Yep.
it really moved me. I would have loved to see an original screenplay. Not Joe Hisaishi for The Boy and the Heron score. That score is gorgeous. I listened to it on the car ride over here.
Okay.
Also, it also adds insult to injury because the Academy's YouTube channel has an interview with him being like, "Why is your score so great?" And then they were like, "Never mind." I was like, "All right, cool." Oppenheimer should have been nominated for visual effects. It's not best CGI. It's best visual effects.
Exactly. That's same thing with Guardians of the Galaxy. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
A movie called All of Us Strangers, which was incredible. Andrew High's story of a gay screenwriter in London who goes back to his home to talk to his parents who died 30 years ago in a car crash, and he finally comes out to them. It's overwhelming.
Oh, wow.
I would have loved to see that in an adapted screenplay. Lead actor for Andrew Scott, phenomenal. Jamie Bell supporting as well, Claire Foy as well. The Killer, sound, visual effects.
Good point, good point.
It
Below the
sounded,
belt stuff.
huh?
Below the belt stuff.
Below the line
Below
stuff.
the line. Oh, yeah.
Documentary, Why Not Beyond Utopia? Documentary using footage from people trying to escape from North Korea. Very harrowing. I thought it was overwhelming, but I was afraid. Below the line, like I said. International feature, I would have loved to seen Taste of Things. I thought it was really sweet, and it made me hungry because it's about cooking.
Sweet.
Sweet. Fallen Leaves is also a really nice little romantic movie from the Asia. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on it.
From the Asia.
From Asia.
Asia.
And then Killers of the Flower Moon for adapted screenplay. I think that screenplay is phenomenal. Those are all my snubs.
Yeah, I
And
forgot that
probably
is
more.
adapted.
Yes.
But then again, you're throwing out the engine.
Yeah.
With you're just keeping the frame because
I know.
it's it's not from the FBI's perspective in the movie.
Exactly.
But that I heard that was Leo's
Leo recommended
criticism or whatever. He's like, "Who's this about?"
Exactly. And then also, this is purely speculation, but I saw someone on Twitter, a couple people on Twitter, make a rumor that Paul Thomas Anderson may have rewritten the killer script. And that's why Apple didn't push it that much, because they were a little embarrassed about that. That's kind of an interesting piece of goss, if that's true.
Wait, why were they embarrassed?
Well, to be like...
Did they not like him?
Well, no, because they didn't give him a credit, you know. They were like,
Oh.
Yeah.
That would have been bad for the campaign, because of politics and blah, blah, blah.
But if that's true, that's very interesting.
Oh, I just thought of another one. Last Voyage of the Demeter for visual effects.
Yeah.
Visual effects and costume design.
They nailed Dracula.
Oh, make the hairstyle actually, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the technical stuff.
Cool. I got to see that.
It's real good.
And Saltburn for best bathtub scene.
No, Beau's Afraid for best bathtub scene.
Yeah.
That's definitely memorable.
Anyway, this is wrapping up our Oscar predictions episode. Thank you for watching as usual. So yeah, we're Seen It Before. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok with the handle @SeenItBeforecast. That's SCENE It Beforecast. And on Twitter with the handle SIB_pod. I'm Dan.
Danny. You can find me on Instagram at Danny_Was. My letterbox is serialized at DJ Was, or my YouTube channel, which is just Danny Was.
Cameron.
There you
Cameron.
go. Find me on Twitter and Letterboxd for Cam Kircher for more ramblings on movies. I'm very excited for Sunday, March 10th at 7 p.m. It's moved up an hour.
7 p.m.
Very inconvenient for my work schedule, but okay.
Sorry, Danny.
But also very convenient for us.
That means I only have like 20 minutes to prepare for it, so I got to come here a day early.
Well, you can prepare the whole day at work.
Oh no, I'll be panicking and freaking out the whole time. Like, is the Wi-Fi gonna work?
Oh my god! At least we're not live streaming this year.
Is the audio gonna be plugged into the computer?
Yeah, so our episode will be released the day after on March 11th. It's not going to be a live stream or anything. It's just going to be us recording it, our reaction in real time at the time. So
I'm aiming for getting it out the next day at noon.
aiming.
Mostly uncut.
Yeah. But until then, we'll see you next time.